It's episode 6. Welcome back to the Senseless Studios podcast. I'm Eamon.
Marvin.
I'm Alex.
Coming to you live from Austin, Texas. This episode is brought to you by nobody, but I wish it was brought to you by Coors Banquet, because I love these fucking goddamn yellow bellies.
We really never have them here. I mean, never don't have them here.
I would say that's me. That's a me influence. What did any of you guys drink yellow bellies? I'm sure you might have had one, but you're drinking regularly.
Certain occasions, there was this tailgate that I used to go to before UT football games, and they had Miller Lite, Coors Light. They had light, and then they had yellow bellies and Blue Moon. Blue Moon sucks. That stuff, it's sweet. You might as well be slurping down orange juice.
What would you call yellow bellies? Like a light?
Huh?
Would you call yellow bellies like a light beer?
No, but that was the only beer that I was like, okay, this is what I'm into. It's not a light beer. It's like a full beer.
Dude, I agree with you on the Blue Moons, because in my brain I'm like, I can only be drinking a Blue Moon if it's the grill's going, I got a dog in my hand, the sun's setting.
Blue Moon is great, summer beer.
But it's gotta be
you gotta switch it up.
Summer beer though, you know what I mean?
You gotta be thirsty. Right.
The moment is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everything's gotta be right. You think Coors Banquet was better than Blue Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
An everyday beer?
Yeah.
Yes, because we can drink this year round. So yeah.
I mean, I still drink Blue Moon over Coors Banquet.
Nah. Well, I can have 6. I can have a 12-pack of these. I couldn't have a 12-pack of Blue Moons. I'll that's what I don't like about them.
It's heavier.
Alex is like a cider. Alex is like a cider guy. Alex is like a guy that would drink cider and shit.
Cider?
He would. Shut the fuck up.
If we're going cider, I go with some what's that? Red's apple ale.
That's a cider.
It tastes like apple juice. Yeah, no. If we're talking ciders, that's what I go with.
No, but I'm saying
back in my day, those would fuck you up, man, because you just start sipping them, man. And you're they taste so good.
Mm-hmm. Red's apple ale, I know I've had them, but you're saying you would just buy those? I've never.
No. It was before whenever.
If you gotta pick a cider, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, but the fact that what I'm saying is. The fact that you drink cider so much that you can pick one is the problem.
I don't know where you're
Austin ciders?
I had it one time in a bar.
Okay, I didn't even bring that up. He admitted
beer.
that. That's a cider.
You didn't bring that up, you just said it.
I said Austin ciders.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you had seen me drinking it or something.
No, I didn't. That's my point. I just brought it up. And
Have
you
had
fucking caved to
Angry
it.
Orchard? I had that once.
I'm gonna try it.
I feel like everybody's had. Well, everyone's had Angry Orchard. I think we were talking more specifically.
Why'd you buy cider?
Why would I or why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you?
Because I can buy a fucking Coors Banquet.
So you prefer Coors Banquet, is what you're saying?
Yes, I've said yes.
Okay.
Alex was trying
to
to.
Cider for sure.
I think Alex was trying to articulate his point that he better drink a cider than a beer because he's a cider boy.
You made that up. I said I would drink Blue Moon over Coors Banquet.
He started it as Alex is the type of guy that would drink cider, so he's a cider boy.
Yeah. Where's my mouth over here? But Blue Moon's it's a solid German beer. Germans usually get their beers right.
Is it German beer? I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
It was Belgian actually.
I'm Googling that.
Yeah,
it's a Belgian beer.
Yeah. So I can have 1 or 2 in the Texans might crucify me. Shiners, I can have 3, 4 of them, and then I'm all right, time to swap it up.
Guess who makes Blue Moon, baby? Miller Coors, motherfucker.
They probably ruined it.
It's fine.
The best is if you get the Blue Moon Oktoberfest versions.
Isn't it kind of weird to think this beer was introduced in our birth year? That's weird. The first Blue Moon was introduced on the market the year I was born, 1995. Marvin was 2.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, and Marvin was 2 or 3, and you were.
I was almost born.
Yeah, you were almost born. That's weird as fuck. All right, let's get into some fucking news. The NHL is fucking back, baby.
So I saw that they're gonna bring back is it 24 teams?
Yeah.
Like,
So
how are they gonna do that? Is it gonna be like a group?
So
They do the group World Cup thing. Oh man, that'd be badass.
what do you? Before I explain everything, what do you mean by the group World Cup?
So
like,
in the World Cup in soccer, there's
what
like
was the last one? I watched them, but I can't remember what was the last one. It was like 4 years ago.
2 years ago, Russia 2018.
20.
So they'll do like 8 groups of 4, and then in the beginning, those 4 teams will duke it out. A win's worth 3 points, a tie's worth 1 point,
Okay, yeah,
a loss is worth no
sense.
points, and then it's because 24 doesn't make sense because then it'll go down to 12, then 6, then 3, and then what? 3? You know what I'm saying?
So like it's based on a point system, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and then the best 2 will come out of each group
Okay, yeah.
with the highest
So
points, and then that it turns into like a 16-team tournament.
it's never been a point thing in the NHL.
No, but right now I'm saying like 24 is an odd number. So is that like an idea they're floating?
No, like that's legit what's gonna happen now. So it's gonna
But
be a
you can't-
24
You can't
team.
do a 24-team bracket.
Is this the actual?
Well, this is so this is what it is.
Is there
I'm
a
trying to
bye?
show you. No, so it's like but like each.
Okay, so these teams are not gonna play. They're gonna play in.
Yeah. These
Okay.
teams will play in.
That makes sense. Okay. So
But-
man, they're gonna do that's gonna be traps for all these teams because these teams are gonna be fresh.
So this is what here, like before Marvin, again, nobody on the screen is seeing what we're fucking seeing.
Whoops.
Sorry,
Yeah, my bad.
everybody. But what Marvin's explaining is, so all these teams on the right and the left hand side, which I'm trying to show my friends here, because it's a 24-team playoff when it usually is a 16-team playoff. These teams were the the regular season point holders, like the ones that wouldn't have gotten into the playoffs traditionally in the NHL, but since we couldn't finish the season, these guys were in the top points rankings, so they got into the playoffs, right?
Dude.
So then that's when the decision was, do they do like you're saying? Then the decision came to, do we do it this way? Do we do it that way?
This is such a shitty idea. I'm gonna tell you why. Because these teams, this would be advantageous if the season was going because they'd get rest. But everyone's gotten rest now. Everyone's
Okay,
killing
so
it.
here's why I'm
But
argue
they're gonna
on
knock the
that.
rust off, and they're gonna come in. These teams are still gonna be like trying to get their bearings back, and they're gonna fucking start coming up on a 2-0, 2-0, 3-0 lead on them.
Okay, so the funny thing about this is when you introduce this to the GMs of the teams before they voted on it, 'cause now it's official. This was a thing. This was like in the air. They announced it official yesterday. The hockey's coming back,
Oh.
and this is how it's going to be.
So the GMs voted on it. All right. Well,
Every
that's what they
team
want.
voted. Every team
That's
voted.
what they want. All right.
So there's 2 no's. Every team had there's there's only 2 no's out of all these teams. It was the Hurricanes, and I forgot what the other team was, to be completely honest with you. But some of these teams, it becomes like stupid beneficial, right? So like again, sorry everybody that can't see on the camera here.
Especially like the lower.
But the
ones.
Montreal Canadiens, right? Like they're like
They wouldn't be in the
garbage. Yeah, but they're playing the Penguins the first
They're
round.
gonna get smoked.
They're gonna get smoked, yeah, but here's the point to them. They're gonna vote yes, like they did, to get the opportunity to even say, like, we could have gotten the Stanley Cup that year. We just played the Pens the first round,
then
so it's like,
the Leafs are playing the Blue Jackets.
and yeah, but you see, but then here's what makes it interesting for us, right? Because I'm gonna roll into the gambling segment.
Is it the
here.
Blue Jackets?
Yeah, it is. You're right.
What the hell's a Blue Jacket?
I think it's a Civil War thing, but whatchamacallit, a Revolutionary War thing. Anyway, this is why it's gonna be fucking awesome for NHL fans, and if you're not an NHL fan like me and Marvin and Alex, if you're a gambling fan, this is why it's gonna be even better. These teams have to play 7-game series against each other. And they have to do it within like a fucking, I don't even know, like 2-month period, right? I guess at this point, like coming up to September, essentially, for the NHL season. So there's going to be a hockey game on every hour of like every day, essentially, like
Yeah.
once this starts. Like,
gonna be
so
nice.
like it's going to be fun as fuck for
There's
us
gonna
to
be
want
a
to
lot of
watch.
smarts.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be like March Madness, exactly.
There's
So
gonna
it's like,
be UFC fights on like every weekend. I think for the rest of the year.
I'll agree with you, but I'm saying like for traditional sports, I think this will be the only one that's going to come back in full force first, The closest second is gonna obviously be the NBA
Yeah, the NBA.
or NCAA football. I think is
Soccer's
well,
already coming back.
well, soccer's been back. Soccer and MLB, they're in
the
these.
Italian leagues like just announced they're coming back at the end of June.
Yeah. So the soccer leagues, like he's saying, pretty much almost all of them are in full swing at this point.
Yeah, but even Italy's coming back, and they were the country that got they got jackhammered.
Yeah.
But they were the ones that are innovating. I don't know if you saw on Instagram where it was like they had put cutouts of people. Like you could, if you're a fan of the team, you send a photo. Yeah, and they put your cutout in the fucking chair, and they did it in like Bundesliga or something like that. Did you see that?
No.
So like, if you were a fan, you'd send in a photo to Bundesliga, whatever team.
Like a fathead?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, like Dortmund or something, whatever.
Like a cardboard cutout.
And you'd send in your picture, like wearing your jersey like this, and they'd cut you out in a cardboard, and they'd put you in a seat. And then they played a whole game like that.
Then you got the fucking vegans in the comment section, like, trees, man.
No, and then and then you got the South Koreans that put sex dolls in the stadiums. Did you see that shit?
Bro, they're like all
Did you
conservative.
see that? Dude, in South Korea and like in China, maybe it's not China, but in South Korea, they just put like, they'd have a sex doll, and then like if it was the baseball team was playing, they just put the jersey over it. They just put it in the stand.
Dude, so the Stars have a bye. Wow, alright.
That's insane. I didn't know the
Stars were that good.
I didn't. Yeah,
I
I
didn't
knew they were
realize.
doing good, but I didn't know they were doing that good.
Yeah, I thought they'd be like one of the upper echelon teams to play in.
See this?
Oh my God.
Yep. South Korean soccer. There you go.
That's funny.
See that?
And they put masks on the dolls.
You shitting me?
No, it's really happening.
That's just funny. That's just a good sense of humor.
That's just Korea, man. Like, I don't even think they saw it as like a joke.
Dude, whenever I went to Japan, they're like, they had bars there. These Jamaican guys are trying to get me to go into this bar, and he's like, yeah, man, pay $40, open bar for an hour, and you can just suck on titties. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you just suck on titties. I was like, I just suck on titties? He's like, yeah. And I was like, nah, no thank you. Just an hour? He's like, yeah. I was like, nah, no thank you. He's like, he looked at me, he's like, I don't think you heard me right, man. Because he's from Jamaica. He's like, titties, man, like titties, like you can suck on titties. And I was like, yeah, I know, but like I'm gonna get bored in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like what am I doing for a suck on titties?
Is it just like a strip club or what?
I didn't go, like I didn't go. Yeah, but there was a lot of Jamaicans there too. Sorry.
No, I'm saying this is his travel, so I'm not gonna interrupt. And then he said sorry, but fucking
I think I'm gonna jump in and say something. That's fine.
Most Asian countries just have a weird, not weird. I guess it's weird to us because we're American, but just a different sense of, you know.
But
Like
they're
you said-
very conservative. Like when you're out,
Exactly.
like in public. Like I tried, like man, I'd see like some
So you said
of
it was
the
Jamaica?
girls. No,
Or Asia?
Japan.
No, he was just saying
Oh, I
that.
thought you said.
He was just saying there was a Jamaican immigrant bouncing
No,
at the Japanese
there was
club,
a
right?
lot of no. There was
I thought you
no.
said this happened
We were in the
in
red
Jamaica.
light district.
Okay, he's in the red light district.
Shinjuku. Yeah,
Yep, I know where that's
at.
at. Yeah,
And
Tokyo. Or right
yeah,
outside
Tokyo.
Tokyo. Yeah.
It's in Tokyo. It's Tokyo's red light district.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of Jamaican guys in the middle of the street, like acting as guides. Like we took one guy to he brought us to like a party, and there was like hot girls everywhere. But he wanted us. We had to pay money to get into the party, and I was like, alright, screw it. But then he wanted us to like pay him, and I was like, nah. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna pay you. Dude.
So like
This
y'all got
project's
in,
theirs.
and then he said, "Where's my cut?"
Well, we were about to get in. He said, you have to pay me first. And I was like, nah. And then he's like, I didn't want to pay him. And because he didn't tell me I was going to have to pay him. He told me he was going to hook us up. And then he's like, we have to throw some my way. And I was like, how much? And then I think he asked for like a lot, like as much as like it cost to get into the club. And I was like, and it's not like I was like in a shitty, like dude, to get into clubs, it would be like $60 or $80. Like some of them.
How much yen is that? Do you remember?
It was like about like 90 to 100 yen per dollar.
Okay, so like 100 yen's a dollar is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
around average.
So 60 Americans, so he was asking you for like 6,000 yen or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And there was
And
girls.
you're like 6,000 yen, motherfucker! Like,
We got out the club and there was like a girl on the side of the street. This is a good story. There was a girl on the side of the street, and she had a sign, and I just saw like Japanese writing, and then I saw 5,000 and 6,000. And then I was walking by and I just hear her go, blow job, hand job, 5,000, 6,000 yen. Blow job, hand job, 5,000, 6,000 yen. And I was like, oh my god. She started following me, and I was like, no.
Why? Why'd you start funny? She probably looked through your
4,000.
smile. Now you like,
I was
yeah, you looked
happy.
at you like, yeah, 4,500. And it's
She
just like,
probably saw me thinking about it.
Trying to negotiate.
Dude, no, but so
Okay,
I was
yeah,
like, quick,
maybe
what do I do? What do I do? This is awkward. I'm be like, no, I don't want a blowjob from you.
yeah.
So I just turned around and I was like, hey, ¿qué pasó? Like in Spanish, and she went like this. And she just turned around and walked away. Like she got like disgusted. It was
funny.
hilarious. Dude, they were a little racist. They
No, they are racist.
They didn't let me into some clubs because they're like, no, Japanese only.
I heard they're racist against like black people in Japan, in some areas too. Like
In Hong Kong,
I wouldn't
I
be
know they were
surprised.
like,
well, it's China.
you know,
Like can't
Like this like senator from Oklahoma one time.
I'm sorry, Brandon.
A few years ago, you can
there,
look
my
this
bad.
up. This like senator, I think, or congressman from Oklahoma, brought in a
What?
snowball into like one of their hearings or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, this is global warming is."
I think I know what you're talking about.
And I was like, dude,
yeah, dude.
You're in
I know.
charge. You're in charge.
But
Like,
like,
Oklahoma would elect a guy like that though.
but haven't we always known politics has been corrupt? Like it's not even like a cool thing to talk about anymore. It's like like it's kind of like it's just. Sadly, it's
Fires me
anticipated.
up.
Let's go on to the next good news topic right here. We are talking about the NHL. Did you see that people were getting their stimulus checks in the mail, and they were like, they would do it like what I would do, where they get I get a bunch of junk mail. I don't know if you get a bunch of junk mail or you, but I get hella junk mail all the time, and they've been throwing them out because they think they don't read it. They don't read it. They just throw it all away because they think it's
That's
junk
on
mail.
them.
I agree, that's on them.
That's like getting hit by a train. That's on you. Like,
But it's like, I just think it's so funny. So like, I got my stimulus check a while ago, but they did like, that's how slow government is, obviously, right? Like,
are we getting a second round?
well, that's yet to be seen. But I'm laughing because 2 days ago, I got this letter from Trump, and it's like signed by, you know, the whole fake shit where it's signed by him. It was like 2 days ago, and I was like, hello, fellow American. Like, I'm writing you to make sure you received your payment of $1,200 for your economic stimulus.
He didn't write me.
Did you get it?
did you do it online?
I got it on. I got a direct deposit.
So then you
Yeah,
probably got
so
lucky.
like-
I even
so
put my
that's-
direct, but I put my direct. That's how fucked up government is. I put in my direct
Since
deposit.
they saw that you haven't been paying your taxes, you can wait. You can wait.
In Washington.
They saw it. They're like, yeah, he owes almost $1,000 in taxes. Like, fuck him. Like, really? Like he's gonna get it via the mail.
Yeah, they're like.
That's probably so fucking
They're
true.
probably like,
You're probably
it's
so
gonna do
right.
him good. He's gonna need this money to pay us back anyways.
And then I don't use it at all for them.
We just gave him his taxes back.
This
Yeah.
motherfucker just bought a moped.
Hey, why we see the $1,000 charge at the Austin City Motor? Oh, I'll pay cash.
Yeah, that's it.
I pay cash. Let's keep going. So we're gonna talk about the dog in Central Park thing, but it's just kind of like it's just a dumb. It's just
racialism back into it.
it's not even that. It's just a dumb. What it boils down to is
It's
we
just
can
stupid.
all agree it's just a dumb white woman being a dumb white bitch. Like honestly,
like
it
she was
boils
like
down
like
to-
trying to scare him. Like,
Yeah,
That's
it's
almost
almost
Karen's being Karen.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Sums it up perfectly.
goddamn Karen.
Back to the gambling. So we were talking about 24 teams in the NHL. That means that me and Marvin, since Alex doesn't gamble on sports, but I have a way that I'm going to bring this into the topic in 5 seconds. Marvin and I, realistically, could be gambling for 8 hours a day for a week straight if we bet on every game.
The
If
live
we bet on
sports.
every game. We
The
could.
live
We
sports.
could. I mean,
The live betting, I mean.
they're only going to have 2 sister cities for the NHL. So there's only 2 places for them to play. So
Where
they
are they
play.
playing at?
They haven't decided yet, but they're saying, you know, like Vegas or like Chicago. But like, since the Golden Knights are in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I think they said for sure Vegas. I think I heard that is gonna be.
So, but they're saying since the Golden Knights are in the playoffs, they won't be able to play a single game there. They'll
Yeah,
make
it's
them
unfair.
play. Yeah, they'll make them play it. Even with no fans, they'll still make them play at the opposing rink every game. So,
Was the ice feel different? Like is there like a difference really or?
like you're saying, it kind of just boils. It's like an NFL thing too, and even a fan for a long time. Like it really just boils down to the minor.
It's probably just
details.
like everything to where like you wake up in your own bed, drive to the stadium.
Exactly, right? So like, that's what you were saying. It's like you were saying, like the joke people were making. It's like when you play at your own stadium in the MLB or something back in the day, they'd say you're using your own bats because like I don't know if they did. That's just a stupid saying. Maybe I'm sure they travel with their own bats, but like That's the phrase, like, you're using your own bats, baby, like, you're at your own, and Jaime say, you're at your own barn, and like you said, but then the argument is, there's no fans, so what does it make a fucking difference, like, if you're at your own barn?
It's just more comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's the difference from, like, just the moment you wake up.
100%.
I know from, like, races, because, like, your home track, racing it there would be a big thing. So, like, whenever you get to, like, sleep in your own home and wake up there, like, my mom's cooking a home-cooked meal.
Right.
I don't gotta eat McDonald's for breakfast.
Right.
I'm sure it was, like, something like that.
100%. I also say what you saying too, like the ice isn't different, but it's probably like some minor shit where you're like I've done this shot on this rink, on this net, in practice 1,000 times. Yeah, 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 times. Doesn't matter because there's no fucking people there in practice, you know, right? Obviously, so you're like I practice on this net because I don't know, maybe Vegas has a different rink they practice at because Chicago does. Like so, Chicago practices at one rink and plays at one rink. But I'm guessing since Vegas is a new facility, they probably practice and play at the same place. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
Dallas is the same thing. They practice like in Frisco, but play in Dallas.
Okay, so then Vegas probably does.
I feel like that's like probably like that across like.
All
You don't want to
sports,
tear
yeah.
up your field. Or
Well,
tear
I
up your ice.
mean, I agree, but they resurface the
UC
ice
has
and
like
shit.
they're like even college sports. I'm pretty sure they.
But that's Texas. That's Texas.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's Texas. But no, then again, no, I'm
But I feel like
exactly
a lot of
wrong.
college
Well, I'm
sports,
contradicting myself because now I thought about my shitty ass state school had a practice football field versus having a.
It's because you have to tear up the. You'd be tearing up the field.
Yeah, well, our
It's not
football
bad,
is
like,
like
every
NHL.
day.
But then again, like you said, we're cutting up the ice with their skates. I guess so it's like the same kind of shit.
I feel like you could probably fix that more because grass, like, there's so much you can do, right? Like, you have to let it grow.
But then again, what your point is, now that I think about it, like, especially if you're a goalie or something like that, where you're just making these deep-ass cuts, like, in the ice,
Like,
like,
fuck it up there.
yeah, like that, well, because they're in one spot, you're saying they're just digging it down, so it's like, that's what you're saying, that's where I agree with you, you're like, you can't fix that in, like, an hour, like, it's not gonna freeze over.
Throw
Yeah,
water on it.
yeah, see if it freezes, like, hope it freezes.
Yeah.
Shit. So anyway, back to gambling. That's what I'm saying. Me and my arena have a lot of games to gamble on. I lost about $20 to this man on Hot Wheels racing on YouTube. These guys on YouTube do.
We're gonna show you this after.
You would see, shake your head. But if I gave you enough beers and I told you
We can
what's the
gamble
odds,
some after this.
that's what I'm saying. If you want the odds, you'd be like, alright. Because these guys build these like tracks in their cribs, and they're like kind of cool looking. They're like mountains and like. And then let them go down, and then the guys are coming in like, here comes number 5, and they're just like Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah, and so like obviously nobody's controlling it, so anything can happen.
So me and him be like $1 a game, $5 a game. Next thing you know, we're drinking, playing, and I'm down $20. And I was like, yeah, shut this off. He's like, what? I was like, I'm gonna keep going. Like, I'm not gonna stop. Like, shut this shit
There's
up.
just nothing else to like
Yeah,
scratch that.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
you'll understand if you watch it how addicting it could be if you put money on it.
Yeah,
It's
putting
just
money,
like
putting
one
money
after
will make
another.
putting money on something will make anything interesting.
So this is even funnier. Before that, like the card one, you can actually get into because they give you a name, a sponsor, and a number, so you can actually get into it. We did marble racing before that, $1 a game, and I was like, the black one, and I was like, all right.
It's so hard to
Black
keep
one's
up with
faster.
because they all
It
look
does,
the same.
So you said it doesn't even matter, dude. Who knows? That's gambling, baby. I love it.
So that's fucked up that you think the black one would be faster.
That's what my
That's
dollars
what I bet.
matter.
No, I bet on the deep purple, deep black one.
Mercedes, I think.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Mercedes.
Well, the
They would make them like Team Mercedes, Team Audi, BMW.
I thought you were calling it like
I
a
thought you were gonna say like a fat black chick, like
like
Mercedes.
the dynasty.
Yeah, that's
It's a
precious.
dynasty.
Shady
Oh my
nasty.
god. All right, we're getting. Let's see how late
That's
we
bleep.
are.
That's bleep. That's bleep.
Oh, we're getting late. Okay, we gotta get to the final topics here 'cause we're getting late. Let's go to Marv's Science Corner, my friend. Welcome to the new segment of the Senseless Studio podcast, Marv's Science Corner.
Teach us
Marv?
something.
Take us away. This is brand new science course. So nobody knows what this is. Marv actually has a degree in a science field. I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't know what it is.
Public health. It's sciencey, but it's like liberal. It was considered liberal arts at the end of the day. But I just like science. I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this though because Science is hard to get right 100% accurate.
So me and Alex, he has like a business degree, same kind of thing, and I have like a sales degree. So we didn't take a single science class. I mean, we probably took like some intro something or some shit.
I mean, I took one major.
I think I took astrology. Or
You
something.
can't like oceanography.
Yeah, we took bullshit science classes in college. Other than that, we don't know shit. So that's why this new science this is Marv's science segment. So Marv, go ahead. What's the topic today, dude?
So this will be about quantum supremacy. It's like an arms race right now that we're doing with China for to develop the first quantum computer and like really the difference. I was kind of wondering what the difference was for a while. It can do like a lot of calculations. But basically what they're doing is they're taking quantum physics, quantum mechanics, and they're like applying that to like, I guess, these chips that are like these, I don't even know, they're calling them qubits.
Alright, so we kind of,
each qubit is pretty much like the speed it can process things, right?
Yeah. So it'd be like,
so let's put it this way. We all work at a tech company, so we kind of understand how computers work. Explain to me how would you put quantum mechanics into a fucking supercomputer?
so like right now, your computer will run a calculation and then it'll run another calculation and then it does it fast, right? And then
to like make a process in the lab.
Yeah.
So if I press enter, it's going to make all these calculations.
There's something in quantum mechanics called a superposition, where it's like a quantum particle. It's weird. It's hard to explain, but like in layman's terms, it's like where particles in multiple states and in like no states all at one time.
So a living thing is a multiple thing,
like a particle.
I mean, not living
getting
thing, a
down like
particle.
smaller than like an atom.
Okay.
What make like parts that make up parts of an atom, and that's what they're trying to like harness so that this computer can do like a lot of calculations at once.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So it's almost like, in idiots' terms, not layman's terms, when we first went to fucking Laserdisc to DVD, think about the amounts of crazy storage and the jump and the science and technology in that. That's not even comparing to what Marvin's trying to explain right now.
So then there's like this will allow us to like.
Yeah, give some examples.
It's like pretty
theoretically,
dude. Like they could the scary part is when I was watching this and reading about this, it like everything breaks down into I think like numbers, and you can like really just calculate anything.
Yeah,
so
like you would be able to hack pretty much any password.
You could make a like paint that's like undetectable that you paint like your jet ship with, and it's undetectable to radar.
So like
you could like
because I started learning about this because of cryptocurrency, just because how like your like wallets are basically it's just a 64 character line of like letters and numbers just all randomized, and like that's your address. And so eventually, if quantum computing gets to a certain point to where it can calculate stuff that's like it could just figure out what like your password is, then they could steal anybody's money. But like from a lower level, right now they have like, you know how they recommend 8-character passwords on pretty much every website? That's because what computing we have now it would take like 100 years for it to crack that thing. It's trying to crack that. Quantum computing could do that in like a minute.
I got you now. So what smart guy right here just said, when you log into Facebook and it tells you to make an 8-number password with this character, this numeric, and that, what Alex is saying is the most modern computer right now, if you gave it those specifications with 8 characters, it would take 100 years to break a common password. What he's saying is, and what Marvin's saying, with the modernization of, say it again, quantum computing, they could do that minutes.
Yeah, like we could like gain, like the thing that tripped me out was we could gain like an understanding, like we could get the answer to like what consciousness is and even that kind of
shit. That's the scary part.
So that's why you can calculate that.
And
because everything just breaks down into math at the end of the day. So is this a simulation?
That's where it gets scary. That's where it gets scary.
To me is just like the fate of like whatever happens lies whoever gets there first.
You know, China's already developing. China's like
So,
balls deep in.
what are you saying?
Well,
Just
Google
the
apparently
defense.
has already like created a quantum computer, but
I
they
saw
still
that.
have to make it better.
Yeah, IBM came out and started
It's-
shitting on
Yeah,
them.
so it's like
okay.
technically, once you get to a certain point, whoever has like the best quantum computer first can make like they can hack
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
on the internet.
So Google showed their shit. You're saying IBM was like, we had that 10 years ago.
But, so like some documents leaked on what the thing can do or something like that, on what their quantum computer can do. And IBM was like just dismissing. IBM was just being a hater, really. IBM was like, no, like there's no way, like this is.
Yeah.
Like, basically, that's what it
Their
kinda
math's
sounded
off.
like.
Da, da, da.
But maybe like Google, but like they were calling out Google, but Google was kind of just like, hey, whatever, you know, like, which I thought was pretty
Google's
gangster.
Google. That's
Like,
Google. That's
yeah,
Google.
man.
Yeah.
But on the good side,
Google
of it,
being Google, like you said, like fuck it, we'll
They're
finish
like,
it.
man, just pipe down, man.
but like on the good side of it is you can use it for good also. Apparently it would help speed up making a bunch of medicines and stuff.
Why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would
so-
do,
so-
bro. Like you'd be able to calculate like a lot. Like they were saying, like at 300 qubits or 250, you could calculate like the history of the entire universe. Like it could give us a lot of answers to like where we came from.
Well, I just think about sorry to interrupt you guys, but I was thinking about how I just rewatched when we finished the Human Genome. So, who was our boy? Our boy who plays the saxophone was president at the time. Billy Clinton was the president at the time when we finished the Human Genome, and they thought that was going to take like 30
What is
years.
the human genome?
Was it?
You know,
What is it?
The Human Genome is when they mapped all of human DNA. So essentially, what they can do is, if I took your blood sample, I'd be able to be like, oh, you got a 25% chance you're gonna have Huntington's disease in 30 years. Like that's mapping the human genome. So Billy Clinton was president when they fucking finished mapping the human genome. But this was the 90s, right? So we are already like, we had advanced technology for the time, but like to echo what Marvin's saying in a way, because it sounds like we're kind of far off, but not, of reading this quantum computing state. Like they thought mapping the human genome. I thought, again, I could be completely wrong, but I thought it was going to take a long ass time, like 30 years or something like that. And they did it in like 5 or something like that. Like they mapped it in 5 years. And they were like,
same thing with CRISPR. Like how
Exactly,
we
yeah.
can edit our genome. They thought like this would be like a thing in 10, 15. Oh, like the Neuralink for
before you go to Neuralink, do you know what CRISPR is? So we don't fucking okay. So what he's explaining is, after mapping the human genome, like I said, they've identified what DNA is in our body and how diseases and all these other traits get transferred from person to birth. What he's talking about is they discovered a way. So like, let's say you're gonna have a
I
kid.
think it's like E. coli. They
Well,
somehow involve E. coli.
It's called gene editing, is what it is. So I've looked a lot about this. I'm not a science guy, but I've read a lot of articles about this fucking subject. So essentially, what they could do is, let's say you spit in a cup, your wife spits in a cup, you're about to have a kid, and they say, after we do the genome sequencing in your DNA, we say there's probably a 62% chance your kid's gonna. It could be good. Oh, it could be good like
I
that.
think I've heard this before. Like,
But it could be good like that. But it could be bad. It could be
if
like
they have like,
there's
for
60
example, like Down syndrome.
yeah, there's a 60% chance it could be paralyzed. I was gonna say. So the doctor essentially, what they're trying to do with CRISPR in the future would be like, if you pay this much money, obviously, we could remove that chain of DNA out of your kid. And there would be a 0% chance he would be paralyzed, or a 0% chance he would have blue eyes. That's what they want to do. And that's called CRISPR, like he's saying. They're just kind of like experimenting with it right
It's
now.
like
They
you
don't-
can copy and paste. Like no,
DNA.
you can do it.
Or cut DNA too,
Like,
like
they
I said.
can do
Yeah.
it. There's just like China. It just came out that China's been like doing it on non-viable fetuses, like so I think like the world's like, hey, what the fuck?
The WHO, yeah.
China's always those sketchy shit.
Well, then I was gonna bring this up because it's not CRISPR, but it's kind of like the precursors of CRISPR. Like Yao Ming was like a created person, right? So like,
Oh, dude, I've been saying that. Man, everyone tells me that I'm dumb, and I was like, man, they made that guy in a lab, but like
they kind of did. So like,
They're saying the same thing about Yoel Romero.
I didn't know about this, but I'll give you a 5-second explanation. His mom, Chinese pro women's basketball player, tall as shit. His dad, Chinese men's basketball player, tall as shit. The theory goes that the Chinese government kind of like, I think they were already kind of dating or something at the time, maybe. I don't think it's like they forced them to fuck, but I think they were like already kind of like in a dating thing.
Yeah.
But since they're pro athletes, like in China, the story goes, the Chinese government kind of was like, you gotta have a kid. Like you have to have a kid. Like it doesn't matter if it's gonna be a woman or a man, because it's gonna be tall as shit and it's gonna be one of China's greatest basketball players ever. What's happened is they have a fucking kid. His name's Yao Ming, and you know the story. I know the story. What happened? You know, he's the greatest Chinese basketball player of all time, baby.
When you first started explaining that, I started thinking like Mewtwo or something. They're creating somebody in a lab, like using the best genetics possible.
Well, dude, I bet they did, man. Like, you don't think that they like? I bet they did.
Yeah. So what?
So
what's the Yoel Romero thing?
So apparently Dana White, like I've heard Rogan talk about it like a million times. Apparently, Yoel Romero like broke his orbital, so he went to a doctor, and they called him up and they're like, hey, where'd you find this guy? They called Dana White up. He's like, yeah, he's a freak, right? And they're like, no, like where'd you find him? Like we've never seen someone built like this. And they're like, what do you mean? They're like, apparently like some tendons in his eyes are like, his tendons are like 3 times the size of like a normal human being's tendons.
Yeah,
Like, he's just built different. So like they think maybe there was like some like experimentation going on like with him as like a like while he was coming up, or I don't know. Like there's like, I don't know, I guess speculation of like, because
Lifetime roids.
maybe, I don't know if it's roids, but maybe like he was
I
just
mean,
like,
that would be genetic if you got.
yeah, like maybe
like that thick.
I don't know, maybe like they pumped shit in him while he was growing up or something.
Are you still talking about
No, we're talking about Yoel Romero.
Yeah, but no, ever since his orbital got broken like that, like you can tell it never like. Well, I can tell it like didn't heal the
He
same.
looks all cockeyed, right? Like,
Yeah.
Alright. Marv's science corner went a little long. It's alright. It doesn't matter. We're gonna go on to what I think would be a good middle to end, even though we could probably work on the order of these things. The album segment. If I was an album or an artist that you want to bring up first, this is a new segment we're introducing. You bring up an album or an artist you think any of us should know about, and you should give us at least a decent amount of reason why and background why we should listen to it. Does anybody want to start? I'll start if nobody else wants to start.
Go for it.
Okay. So, I picked an album. It is Machine Head by Deep Purple. I don't know if you guys have heard this album. No? Just no? Maybe so? Okay, well you have heard Smoke on the Water, right? Heard that song?
We'll teach you that.
Okay, so that's on this album by Deep Purple. But the reason I'm bringing it up is for a different song. I actually think that's one of the weaker songs on the album, to be honest with you. I gotta look it up to get the track list. Shit. But the reason I bring this band up is because nobody of our listeners know, but my friends know that I'm like kind of a metalhead. I've been a metalhead all my life, and while Deep Purple is not a metal band, I know that. They are like a Sabbath in a way, but I'd say less heavier than Sabbath, where their influences, I'm not going to play it live because it'll take too much time, but we'll play it after. The way they play influenced heavy metal, okay? This album came out in 72. 72, I'm reading that right. This was like their 4th album. Their first album was like 68, 69, whatever. So like it's not like they were late to the party for the heavy metal gang. Like I was telling you guys, Sabbath was making albums right around the same exact time. But, the thing I think, this is what it would be, the reason this album is important to history of music is because of the riffs that created within it and the solos. It was meant to be heavy, but it's memorable. Like, you talk about being a guy that doesn't know how to play guitar yet, but a guy that appreciates music. The reason you remember Freebird is because of the way the guitar spoke to you. The reason you remember Stevie Ray is the way the guitar spoke to you. Remember your reason? As my list goes on and on and on. If I played this album for you guys, it's only 35 minutes long. It's 6 songs. But I guarantee you, out of those 6, you'd probably agree with me. I think one song kind of sucks. But other than that, all of them, like, those riffs were like a rip, like they stuck in my head. Like, those riffs were good. Like, it doesn't even matter if I like the way they sing it. And they're not even hard. Again, you guys will listen to it and love it, is what I'm trying to tell you. But the reason it's important is because it kicked off heavy metal in a weird way. It created one of the most iconic riffs of all time, as we're talking about Deep Purple. And it was at a controversial time in America, right at the early 70s, late 60s. That's why I think Machine Head, Deep Purple's, I haven't looked it up right here, so fucking call me out if I'm wrong. I think it's their 3rd album. I want to say 4th, but I think it's their 3rd album. That's why I chose this one. So that was it, man. That was mine. I listened to the popular song on here the other day, and that's why it came to me. It's not Deep Purple. I'll play it later. I'm not gonna ruin time right now.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
anybody else?
Yeah, I went with High Off Life by Future. So
High
I'm
Off
gonna
by
go
Future.
with
Wow, okay.
like,
Completely different. Turn the gears real quick, people.
yeah, definitely. I'm going with like, so I'm just gonna do albums that have came out recently. I think that one came out on May 15th. This is 28th, so just like
May 15th, 2020. He's right. Yeah, he's right. He is right.
I'm not that old.
and I'm not. So like, I'll probably be doing a lot of rap albums, but I'm not the biggest Future fan, and this one's gonna get a 7.5 for me. It's an hour and 10 minutes long, so twice as long.
It's a long. Yeah, it's a long one. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I'm not a big Drake fan or Future fan, but whenever they're on a song together, it's always gonna be good.
So again, I have not listened to this album either. I'm just with Marvin. I'm not listening to any songs on here. But do you think he fell prey to what I think a lot of rappers of this day fall prey to, where it's like, it doesn't matter about the quality of the songs, it matters about how many songs you have and who's featured on them. Because like, we're looking at right here, what we got?
And the beat.
21 songs. There's 21 songs in this fucking album. That's pretty, I mean,
That's a lot.
that's a lot. Yeah, I saw like
14, 15.
yeah, that's a pretty big album.
That's why.
And he's got some big feet. He's got Lil Durk
He has a lot of
featured. He's got
bangers,
Drake featured. He's got Lil Uzi featured. Young Thug. Young Boy Never Broke Again. Like, he's got some Travis Scott on the 3rd
So
track.
you're saying it's quantity over quality?
I haven't listened to it.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just
the
asking
thing-
him. I don't know.
So the thing about the music industry is, like, obviously the more streams you get, the more money you make. So now rappers, and not just rappers, but artists in general, are having longer albums, like longer song. I guess a longer track list, not necessarily
Just more content.
longer songs.
Yeah, but like,
Yes, you can do like 22-minute songs and then
Well,
make
yeah, that's
twice as
exactly-
much money as 10 4-minute songs.
That's exactly what I was gonna ask you. So is that what this album is? Is it 25 2-minute
A
song?
little bit,
kind
but
of
there's
thing?
like there's some quality songs on there, like Trap Good. Like there's a lot that are like, I'd say at least solid 6s.
Okay.
That's what this is filled
Well,
with.
you give the whole album a 7 though, so you said
This
it's
one's a
105.
Yeah, because then it's got like
105.
the first song on this, Pray for a Key, Too Comfortable, the Drake, the Meek Mill, Lil
back,
Durk.
so back.
Yeah, like all those raise it above a 6, and like, cause there's a couple 9s in there, and I think it averages out to 7.5.
So this is the.
That's the remix banger last song kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's this by? Future? I mean, I don't know, man. I got a lot of mixed feelings about Future, so
I've never been a Future fan.
I can't love, I can't hate, I can't pass judgment on this one. Is what it really is. So.
I'm not dabbled, so yeah.
I haven't listened to it either, like you said. So fuck it, Marvin. You got something, or you want to move on to the last one?
I mean, mine's just short and sweet. I feel like I bring this guy up a lot, but I love him. I'd suck his dick if I could.
J.
Just
Cole.
kidding.
Yeah. J. Cole.
Yeah, J. Cole, man. He's the only. Well, him and there's a couple other ones, but he's like really the only real rapper right now. He's just, you know, it's about what he's saying, not about like how he can make his voice sound along with the beat. Like,
No, I agree.
kinda-
I agree. Like, so,
there's like exceptions
for all you
songs.
fake ass music fans, what Marvin's saying is there's rappers that rap to the beat, like we were talking about a minute ago, and there's rappers that want to give you a real quality content in their lyrics.
It's like
Yeah,
music.
I heard I understood probably about 50% of what you
Yeah.
said. You don't
Yeah.
understand all of what you
Exactly what Marvin's
See,
point is.
Like
So.
Future's like when you're driving to like the club, big whole thing, and you're driving home from work a little bit. Like I mean, and you could. There's also like some when you're.
Or I was gonna say,
like,
well, the way you're trying to say it's like a brave link thing. Like you're listening to Future when you drink with your boys getting all
Yeah.
fucked up. You listen to J Cole and you're like, I need to think about some shit.
Yeah, and then he said, I mean, he's also got or like some.
He's got
he's got other stuff too,
right?
right? He's kind of, but like I don't know. He's.
I'll give a story too while I'm looking this up. But the last time I saw J Cole was I don't remember how old I was to be honest with you, but I think I was still in college. But I was back home for the summer. And I went and saw him with my homie Coates, who loves him.
No, it's For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes.
Yeah, I totally fucked that up.
Yeah, all eyes on me is Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, did
That's
you
my
say
other-
all eyes on me?
That's my other favorite rapper.
Yeah.
It's the.
I follow. No, I fucking went with it. So I'm as stupid as you are. But anyway, it'll take an episode to explain the guy I'm talking about. So
He
it doesn't
he
even
played
matter.
goalie.
Yeah, he played
If
goalie.
you play
He
goalie,
used to be
and
lunatic. Yeah, exactly.
Specifically in hockey or lacrosse,
Yeah.
you're a crazy motherfucker.
He's right, yeah. Their brains are just wired differently if you play goalie, like he said. And they volunteered to play goalie. That's
Yeah,
even
exactly.
worse.
It's
They
'cause
weren't
they
even
volunteered.
They weren't asked to play goalie. He's like, no, I want to play goalie. You're like, okay. Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's not a good transition, but let's perfectly 1 hour on the dot into our final segment of the day. Top 3. Today is going to be top 3 breakfast foods. I think we should do round robin again.
Yeah, dude, your list is not good.
Well, anybody thinks we're stealing? We probably are, so just tell me who I'm stealing from and I'll shout them out next episode. But we'll have Alex go first.
Alright, should I start with 3 or 1?
Well, I didn't do it in a particular 1 to 3 order. Because I liked all 3 equally. But you could do it however you want. If you want to do it the way...
I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So my number 3, we're going kolaches. And it's gotta have the cheese in it. So I don't like.
So a breakfast kolache is your number 3 pick.
Yeah, and I'll fuck with the ones with jalapenos. So if y'all like those, you can get out of here. I'm sure that y'all both do, but
I've never...
Just get out of here. Then, you know, like, come on, man. Jalapeno
So-
cheese.
I never had a kolache in my life till like move to Texas, so it's not. I'm gonna speak for the Midwest, even though I might be misspeaking. It's not a thing really where we're from. No one eats kolache.
Yeah, they don't eat that
Yeah.
in Florida either.
it also depends where you go. Like, it's got to be a good place. Otherwise, they can.
Like if you're going to get
Sometimes they're
kolache,
cold in the middle.
Like
What-
in college, we went to this place right behind my house. They had like these. It was like sweet buns or like sweet rolls around them, and it just made it 10 times better.
well, what like descent is kolache's? German or Dutch? If it's like Dutch, right? Or no?
I don't know, because there's that Asian donut shop that we buy it from.
Okay.
So
Anyway, I'm sure there's a kolache shop in Chicago, but it's not a fucking thing. Is what I'm saying. It's a thing here in Texas, in Austin,
yeah, it
in
is.
Austin at least.
Yeah, no, it is definitely. Is.
So you go next because we'll do like the whole way through. So your 3 would be.
Dude, waffles. Come on.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So that was 1 pick off from me. Waffles was
Dude.
1 pick off.
Yeah, I like pancakes, French toast, and waffles, but waffles are like of those 3, like waffles are king in my opinion.
So I'm kind of cheating here with my 3rd pick because like I'm not following the theme that they're doing right now. But my 3rd pick would be any McDonald's breakfast item.
that's kind of what I was gonna go with number 2.
McDonald's breakfast is great.
Right? But that's why I'm saying it's 3, right? So it's like it's. You
I mean,
said
it's its own
McGriddles.
thing, you know.
Fire.
fire.
The like southern, the little chicken biscuit. they
McMuffin.
got.
I don't like biscuits, but McMuffin, fire.
Yeah. And then the pancakes there. The
Fire.
pancakes, amazing.
Fire.
Yeah.
And then you
Maybe
said-
a big breakfast. Yeah.
Okay, so I think our top threes are consensus. I'll agree with the kolaches. I like that. And then what did you say? Just waffles? Yeah,
Yeah,
waffles
like
are better than
waffles.
pancakes, so I'll go with waffles.
Yeah. Waffles are great.
Waffles over pancakes, you fucking host. Pancakes are too soggy. Number 2.
Yeah, so that just covers my number 2. I was gonna go with the hotcakes. McDonald's is number 2.
Fair enough.
And also, people don't know about this, but Whataburger also sells hotcakes. Like,
Their
I had
breakfast is decent.
and
Joe,
I'll
it's
give
good.
Whataburger
A
breakfast
Whataburger
decent.
breakfast on a bun is
Pretty
The
decent.
bun for some reason does something. You'd think like I don't know.
The breakfast
Have
burger.
you tried the
breakfast
pancakes
burgers.
there?
I haven't. No, I always get BOBs.
Next time you
and
go,
taquitos.
it's
I like
like
the breakfast
$4.
burger.
You get 3 pancakes, 3 pieces of bacon, butter syrup. It's a steal.
All right, number 2.
So I'm gonna go like a little white here. I had this a couple times. I've only had it, but it's pretty goddamn good. A hash. Like,
Oh,
hash is
okay.
fucking
Fuck
good,
yeah.
bro. Hashes
Hell yeah.
Hashes
Okay.
are really good. Like,
Nice.
because you can fucking pimp those out the way you want it.
And yes,
It's
I'm white as
good.
hell if you couldn't tell by the reaction on the
Yeah.
video.
So like I've only had it a couple of times, but they've been like woo, like they've been phenomenal.
Do you know what he's talking about?
I know I've had one, but I can't
Okay.
think
Just
of
think
it.
of like a scramble
It's
essentially.
like a bunch of potatoes with like
Hella.
Oh, okay.
a bunch of
Is
other
that-
shit.
What'd you get as like a
Meat,
scramble?
It's like a bowl.
Yeah, a scramble at a restaurant, but with way more
Yeah,
potatoes.
like
than
meat,
you do.
veggies, some
Yeah,
eggs,
Gotcha.
So like they'll call them like
cheese.
what do you say, hash? So like skillets. I mean that's what they'll call them at some other restaurants, like a skillet or something. But fucking corned beef hash, man of my own heart with the Irish flavors.
I don't think I've had corned beef ever.
Okay. Well, they usually
Let me
serve
try
them,
it.
bro.
Let
Corned
me
beef
try it.
hash, and they'll do it like how you're saying, but it's like corned
I
beef
think at
and
Snooze, that's the last time I had one. I
corned
think they had
beef,
corned beef.
peppers, fucking cheese, potatoes, all that good shit. That's a good pick. So we got corned beef hash number 2, or we'll just hash. I mean,
Yeah,
any kind of hash number 2.
Yeah.
McDonald's
we got
hotcakes.
All right, Alex, I'm gonna say is losing so far because I'm gonna give myself the double points with the McDonald's breakfast number 3. I'll give Marv. What did you say number 1 was? Waffles. I'll give you the tie.
You got
I'll
I'll
it.
say-
say done number 1.
No.
I mean,
My
number
one
3.
is-
Number 3. Yeah, so on. No. So I'll say
Nobody
2
beats
points, 2 points, 1 point.
No, I'm gonna challenge that one, but we can keep going.
Okay.
Well, fine. I guess you're right.
I was-
Why am I? Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say, why am I the judge?
Are you
And why am
putting numbers
I?
on
Yeah,
this?
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my number 2. Sorry, my number 2. Steak and eggs, baby. A New York skirt steak or New
I've
York
actually
strip steak and
never had that
eggs.
for breakfast.
Gassy, bro. The
Um,
greasier and the more like home cooked bullshit like place, the better.
so
Like IHOP can suck dick. I'm not gonna eat steak and eggs.
yeah, no,
like,
Waffle House is way better.
I never had Waffle House.
No. We should go.
It's
I'm down to go.
Yeah.
Especially when
Let's go by the
you
airport.
can't.
They
It was
closed
a
down.
coffee joint slash bar. yeah.
Everywhere was closing this year. Red's closed.
Red's closed now too.
Well, that was a
That
long
was a
time
while
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Like they've
I
been
didn't
in
know
Austin
that.
for so long.
Redback Portrait here closed like right before the coronavirus.
Damn, I didn't even know that. Well, that day. It sounds like they were having a hard time before the virus.
They
Yeah,
they
so
worked.
it's
We
like
we got
October,
pissed
November.
because me and him.
I would
well,
walk
not
over
him,
there
but
like
me.
every day.
Yeah, we went when
I
when
moved-
I first started SHI. That's where like a lot of the happy hours. were.
When I moved to this
Reds,
apartment, they closed it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Son of a bitch!"
Yeah,
Like,
'cause it's right there.
It was perfect for me because I could just walk there. Everyone
Yeah, it's right there.
and then
You
just
got
walk
the
back.
Vodka Street Bar though, right? Where you can just
Yeah,
like, pop
we
on
can
over
go
there.
there.
We can walk to the
that,
we can
that
walk to
was
the
pretty nice.
vodka. We can walk to the vodka for sure. I don't want to go back to the park, bro. I think my stomach had a fucking. I finished
I
that
spent way
burger.
too much money there.
Bro, that place. I
I
ordering
finished that
pictures
burger-
blindly. I ordered 3, like $75. You sons of bitches, like,
Yeah, that's what I spent.
bro.
I
And
paid for
then
me and Kayla.
did you see their whole ass picture? It's got like a thing in the middle, like it's like a block in the middle
That's
to keep it cold.
yeah.
But dude,
Just
like
take
it
the
is,
space.
it's that's not a full picture because it's the size of a regular picture
I like that.
with the thing, dog.
Marvin's hot take, bro. If you got them new age pictures from 2019,
Get a bigger one that fits the
no.
beer
Go old school. Like you say, that doesn't even have it in there. Let's go old school pictures for the win.
Yeah.
Why do we gotta get
If
the
you're
modern
gonna charge
pictures?
$25, it better be a full goddamn picture.
It better be the OG picture.
Yeah,
What we're saying.
no-
No cooler in there, no metal
What is
shit
it?
in there.
What's a picture? 6 beers, right? Is
Right.
I think
Are you thinking 6 pictures in? Like six quarters, probably.
I
Yeah,
think
regular,
it's
not
actually-
tall
I
boys.
think that's about right.
it's supposed to be like 6 beers.
To the brim. right? No, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't bartend.
All right. Last,
let's get back
number
to turkey.
one, breakfast item.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think y'all can argue with this one. I mean, you probably will. But breakfast tacos. Especially if it's got
that's my number one.
Bacon,
That's
egg,
my
cheese.
number one.
Hell yeah.
Quarantine 5.
I don't give a fuck about no quarantine.
All right, yeah, that's my number one. There's no arguing that one. It's that's unanimous MVP. Steph
So here's what happened, guys. I'm not from the South. I don't.
It's not unanimous.
I don't eat breakfast tacos. These guys have been eating breakfast tacos since they knew what breakfast was.
I had
They are
4
both
breakfast
a little
tacos this
Mexican.
morning.
I didn't know what a breakfast taco was essentially until I knew what it was, but I never really had a breakfast taco until I moved here. Okay, so mine, to start to finish it, is a Midwest treat: pigs in a blanket.
What is that? I thought that's like a kolache. Yeah, I thought that's like a
It's the same
kolache.
thing.
Yeah, okay.
So what I eat,
What's the
so like,
difference?
It's pancake.
is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
So you get a piece of sausage and you put all kinds of syrup on it, and then you roll it up like a little burrito with a pancake, and then you eat it.
See, that'd be good, but I
I've
feel
had
like
those before. Yeah.
I feel like it's just me. I don't like McGriddles that much because of syrup.
Okay. So my thing is, again, I was gonna put breakfast tacos over steak and eggs, but I almost did it like, what did I eat the most and what did I like the most?
No, man, yeah, breakfast
It's all
tacos
preference,
are
really.
king.
No, like I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I just can't historically put that on my list because I've only been eating breakfast tacos for less than a year.
You've been shown the way, though.
But that's
I
like
have been shown the way.
your pigs in a blanket is basically the same thing as kolache.
I guess, but I didn't even know what a kolache was either. Like it's just
It's
like
a
a
different
A
jargon.
different name.
well, exactly what you're saying. It's just like a foreign way of saying.
Because like
Kolaches can be anything though, because they have like bacon and
You get
cheese
hot
ones,
dog
right?
kolaches.
Like,
Well, you
so-
get hot dog kolaches too. You're gonna get breakfast
Yeah.
kolaches.
So my parents growing up used to make us kolaches, but like they would always call them pigs in a blanket. So that's what I
That's
always
what they
knew
call them
about
in high
before.
school.
I mean, yeah, that's what they call them as too. But
That's
it's
what
not
they called
like
them in my high school, and then I went to
Yeah,
Austin,
that's
like
not
kolache.
My point is, I think the name like kolache and pigs in a
But
blanket
kolache
are
is
just
German.
interchangeable.
Kolache is a German thing. I'm pretty sure, right?
What does that
I
have to
don't
do with
know.
anything, though?
Because like the way they prepare it in the history, like isn't pigs in a blanket just a stupid ass Midwestern like?
I mean, I'm
made up
sure
thing?
Americans made that, especially if it's got the
Well,
pancake.
kolache
Yeah,
is
that sounds like something that Karen would make up.
Right?
It's
Pigs in a
Czech
blanket.
and Slovak. It's
Okay.
kolache.
Czech and Slovak. Okay.
Is kolache? only
It's
in
from
Czech?
Czech and Slovak, like you said. It's a pastry that holds a portion of fruit surrounded by puffy dough. So what your mom made was not a kolache. It was just pigs in a blanket.
Yeah. Okay. So
So even what we eat is breakfast.
Type it-
Even though even a breakfast kolache is not a kolache technically by the real definition, because it is that fruit.
So you guys are gonna go to the park right now?
I mean, we can get somewhere. You want to go somewhere? You want to eat?
Should I get a Moscow Mule?
I'm probably gonna get. No, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to drink.
Marvin wants to eat. He wants to drink. That's the perfect kind of way to wrap up this fucking episode. Welcome back. I mean, not welcome back. Welcome to the end of Senseless Studio Podcast, episode 6. I'm Eamon.
I've been drinking way too much lately. This is Marvin.
And I'm Alex.
Thank you so much for joining us, boys.